how much does a website cost? Hi everyone, this is Corey. Today I'll be answering the question, how much does a website cost? And this can vary tremendously actually, depending on what you want with your website, what it does, different features, where you're building it, meaning are you building on WordPress, are you building it on Joomla, or what platform are you building on? Are you building on Wix, are you building on Squarespace, stuff like that. And each one has a different price. So I'm just gonna give you a ballpark of what the costs are, not exact costs, but stuff like that. I mean, even what we charge at Digiway. The cost for a website can, like I said, it varies. If you don't have the budget or money, you can build one yourself. And that's either going to Wix, Squarespace, or even other platforms. We'll put some links for the build it yourself websites down below. Wix and the build it yourself ones, Wix, Squarespace, and stuff like that, they are on the cheaper end. But you just pay a monthly, and it's pretty much a minimal. And obviously, it could go up depending on what you want. If you want your own domain URL, if you want your own email, website security, stuff like that, it goes up from there. If you're hiring a developer, like you do when you're hiring Digiway, we have our own developers. Some of our developers are local to the US, others are out of the country. So that just makes, for us, it gives us basically 24-hour service. We have someone that can work on your website on the spot if we need to. And for websites from developers, from what I've seen, if it's a beginner developer, they might charge you a couple $100 to maybe $500. That's just a very beginner developer. You kind of get what you pay for sometimes. If you go with a company or a more experienced developer, they could charge from $1,000 and up for a website, depending on what kind and where you're building it. If you're building it on WordPress, or if you're building it on Shopify or something like that, or BigCommerce, something like that. It goes very depending on what you want. At Digiway, we start our very basic WordPress 5-page site. We start at 1,500, and it goes up from there depending on what you want. So if you want more than 5 pages, it goes up from there. If you want to add e-commerce usually starts at 2,500, and it goes up from there depending on how many products, what you're doing, what platform you're using. WordPress, we like WordPress because it's easy to use and it's easy for people to update. There are other issues with WordPress like security sometimes, but usually most sites, from what I've seen, doesn't matter what platform, they have been hit or hacked or whatever. So we still use WordPress. We just download the premium security plugins, and it usually helps with any issues. But yeah, WordPress sites usually start from 1,000, and it could go up to tens of thousands depending on what you want to do. If you want to own your own custom website, sometimes when we have a client that needs a custom website, we might have to bring in a graphic designer, and the graphic designer has to works with the client to find out what kind of layout and imagery and stuff like that they want. So it's not just the development side, it's also how custom you want it. If you want a custom layout, if you want stock images or your own pictures. So if you want your own pictures, either you provide it or you have to go get a photographer to take pictures for you and get pictures for your website. And I do recommend for most, when you're building a website, is to get your own images. It just helps with the look and the feel. It helps when the person is coming to your website get a better understanding and get that more homey feel of what you're all about. Because if you have stock images, people know it's stock images, and it doesn't really show what your business is, what you do, what you're about, and it gives off a different vibe. So definitely get your own images. You don't need to, I know it's going off on a tangent, but you don't need to always hire a photographer. You could take your own in the beginning, and then as your business starts picking up, that's when you could expand and getting better photography, better design for your website. So first question I answered about, do you need a website? Yes, but you can start off small using build your own website, and as your business grows, you want to make changes to your website anyways, so you get more of a custom website as your business grows. So you could start off with Wix, and then from there maybe your next goal would be to jump up to WordPress. And depending on what you guys do, maybe get from WordPress, maybe start adding more custom design or better images. So yeah, costs for website development, for if you just want to start, if you're doing Wix, those other sites, I think it's monthly, so I think it varies from 25 to, I think it starts at 20 something, and it goes up from there depending on what you need from Wix or Squarespace or those build your own sites. Each one is different. And if you're going to do it on WordPress or your own, hire a mid-level developer, it could start off from 1,000 and go up from there as well. And remember, it's all what you want on the site. And if you want all these bells and whistles, it can cost 10 grand or even more than that for a website. So remember, it's what you want to portray to your customers of how you want your business to show up to them. So make sure it's easy to use, it's quick, and it shows what your business is all about. And that's why it's important to have your own website, just to really show what your business is about and get them to the information that they want as soon as possible. For DigiWave, when we build websites, we don't just offer the website development. We also, when we build a website, I also do some SEO or search engine optimization, so it shows up on Google search. So that's why ours sometimes costs a little bit more than other companies, but also we're in California, so it's a higher cost of living. So yeah, and I think that's it for now. And if you want to take a look at the first question about why you need a website, we'll see if we can post it right around here. And yeah, leave a comment, or if would you like me to answer any of your questions, feel free to email me, or go on our Facebook or Instagram and look up DigiWave, yeah, and DM us. Thank you. Bye.